Hi everyone, I'm recording this on May 18, 2020, so 2 months into the lockdown here in Washington State. I think March 19th is when we declared a state of emergency and everything closed. But in the 2 months, I've learned a lot about just what really matters and what doesn't in my life, and I hope to carry this forward even if we go back to normal. I don't think we'll ever fully return to what life was like before COVID. It's kind of like we've never really gone back to what life was like before 9/11, or before the financial crisis, or before a lot of these black swan events. One thing I really liked over the last 2 months is not driving so much. I never realized how stressful driving was until I stopped doing it so much, and now it just at the time when I was driving, it just the background, just the stress level was always there, and when I stopped driving, it's like, oh my god. So one thing I hope to do is, after the lockdown, is to enjoy my own backyard a little bit more, not travel so much, and see what I can do in terms of working from home as much as possible. I've learned to wash my hands more. You see, I don't really care so much about catching germs. I keep a very strong immune system. I used to wash my hands only if they became contaminated with any chemicals, right? If I were fixing my car, or if I accidentally got some food that I wouldn't eat on my hands. You know, if I were preparing food for other people that has chemical additives. Only those kind of times would I even think about washing my hands. I generally, it doesn't cross my mind. It didn't cross my mind to wash my hands if I went to the public bathroom, or touched something on the beach, animals on the beach, or anything like that, right? But I still wouldn't have washed my hands, except that I live with roommates, and it's just been drilled over and over into our heads that we have to wash our hands until our skin rots, right? But I really enjoyed it for a number of reasons. First of all, they just feel a whole lot better. And the other thing I really like, this is a very subtle benefit, but I used to have a bad habit of just eating mindlessly all the time, nibbling all the time. But now that we're told we need to wash our hands before we go eat, and sometimes I'll be doing something on the computer, and I think, okay, time to go eat, and maybe I'll go wash my hands, and then I go wash my hands, and as I'm washing, I realize, oh my god, I didn't really need to eat so badly. It puts a little bit of a delay for me to think of, like almost like a time delay safe for my body before something can go in. The other thing I like about washing my hands is that my computer keyboard is so much cleaner. It used to be a sticky mess. And I bet my computer's going to last a whole lot longer now that I'm washing my hands. So it's a very good investment. The other thing I realized is how much we can improvise in our daily lives. I find myself using my paper towels a whole lot more, re-rinsing them and using them again. Not that we have a supply problem here in Seattle. Don't get me wrong. Seattle's very well stocked with stuff like that. But it makes me appreciate that we have these things. You know, we live in a world where, at least here in the United States, we live in a world where we take for granted anytime we run out of toilet paper, it hardly costs anything, right? Or that if you need something at 3 in the morning, you know, you can always go out and buy it, right? At a moment's notice. Soon enough, you know, we'll be able to buy something online, and it will just drop at our house like instantly, right? You don't have to wait like for a day or 2 days for shipping, right? And COVID kind of taught me that maybe we shouldn't take things for granted so much, right? Just a few weeks ago, I made some bleach using electrolysis. Not because I couldn't buy any bleach at the stores, but I figured other people need it more than I do. And I know electrolysis anyway. It was a good demonstration for a YouTube video. And that's that, right? It makes me appreciate little things in my life a little bit more, not take them for granted. And I encourage you to think about how to improvise when you get the chance, right? It made me try out a bunch of new foods, right? When I couldn't get my favorite foods at the grocery store. I don't think I've tried so many new foods since for a very long time before COVID. The other thing it made me appreciate more is every human interaction I get to have, right? Because of how few of them I get to have. So when I go to the boat marina or the park, and even just little conversations, they make me appreciate that. We all have to live in this world together, I used to think of this world like a reality TV show of 8 billion people, right? And just like on a reality TV show, we can't make enemies with other contestants, right? It makes me appreciate some of that. At the same time, it makes me appreciate having 6 feet of personal space when I go out, and I hope we continue that tradition after COVID. I wouldn't call it social distancing, though. Social distancing implies that there's something wrong with us, right? Almost like a racism, except that every person is their own race now, right? I wouldn't call it social distancing. I would call it giving people personal space, right? I wish that's what they had called it at the beginning of the crisis. Another thing I would take much more seriously now is going out to vote, right? Right now our election system is kind of compromised because of all this giving people personal space, 6 feet of personal space, right? You can't really do that when people line up to go to the election. Actually, our census, I don't know how that's going to happen this year. But it makes me realize that in years past, I haven't been diligent in voting every chance I get. And now that I can't do it, it makes me realize how important it was. Of course, once we're in a crisis, it's kind of too late to vote for who gets to deal with the crisis, right? Anyways, I hope these last 2 months have helped you realize just what's important and what's not in our everyday lives. Thanks for watching.